When we begin talking about the newest arrivals this season, we can all remember the announcement that an Australian would be joining the 2023 season of Formula 1. And no, I don't mean Danny Rick joining the Red Bull team. Sorry, Honey Badger fans. I'm talking about Australia's newest starboy racing in papaya orange, Oscar Piastri. In this episode of the F1 Ladder, we're taking a look at Oscar Piastri's climb to the top step of single-seater racing. Like many F1 drivers, Oscar started his career in GoKarting back in 2011, but did not get into professional karting until 2014, competing in the Australian National Sprint Kart Championship, in which he finished second. He kept racing in go-karts until the end of 2016, with a wide range of championship placings from 77th to 3rd. This wide diversity of competition experience allowed him to begin Formula 4 racing in the UAE in 2016. For many, it only seems like a few years ago. This is 6 years ago. Crazy. In that series, he managed to finish the season in 6th, picking up 2 podiums in 11 races. Following that, in 2017, he raced in 2 series, more notably the Formula 4 British Championship, where the baby-faced Aussie would be consistent throughout the 20 races in the championship, and managed to gather enough points to finish second in that series. This achievement meant that he had proved his driving ability to his team, and was kept on by Ardham Motorsport for the 2018 season, racing in the Formula Renault Euro Cup. Unfortunately for him, the car was not set up to the same standards as the others in the field, and after a season's racing, he would go on to finish 8th, collecting 3 podiums, 110 points, which in the grand scheme of things is still pretty good for a season in single-seater racing. For Piastri, he knew that to excel his career, he would need to make a switch to a better team, so that's essentially what he did. Also something he repeated just a few years later. It was announced that for the 2019 season, he would leave Ardham Motorsport, the midfield team, and join the reigning champions, RACE-GP, for the 2019 Formula Renault Euro Cup. Piastri didn't start the best that year, but it only took him 2 rounds to get settled into his new team, when at round 3 and 4 at Silverstone, he took a pole position and won both those rounds. Things were going really well for him until the Renault Sport Academy driver of Victor Martin of MP Motorsport would start to make headway in the championship. It ended up being neck and neck between the 2 drivers right to the end, but it was the Australian who edged him out by 7.5 points to take the championship. He managed to pique the interest of none other than the Renault Sport Academy itself, who would later sign him on for the 2020 season. I suppose beating one of their own is the best way to get a deal. For the 2020 season, Oscar would enter the ranks of the Formula Series, taking part in Formula 3 with his new team, Prima. He was partnered alongside Frederick Vesti and now Williams F1 driver Logan Sargent. The 2020 F3 season was a close one for the top 3. After 9 rounds and 18 races, Piastri, Theo Pourchaire and Logan Sargent would only be separated by 4 points. Of course, Piastri took the championship, but it was a hard fought for winning only twice, standing on the podium a total of 6 times, but still edged out the competition. All that was needed now was a good run at Formula 2, and that would guarantee Oscar a seat in Formula 1, right? Well, yes, but no, but yes. For the 2021 season, it was announced that Piastri would stay with Prima Racing for the Formula 2 Championship, taking the seat of the 2020 winner Mick Schumacher. This meant he would be partnered up with Ferrari Academy driver Robert Schwartzman. Oscar's FP debut would start off well at the Bahrain International Circuit, where he would finish 5th in the first sprint race of the season, and then go on to take 1st in the second sprint race. Trouble hit when he collided with driver Dan Ticktum in the feature race, and left him in 19th, although he was still classified. This would leave Zhou Guanyu as the championship leader, and this would be the case until the 4th round in the UK at Silverstone, where Oscar had gathered up more points in the feature races than Zhou, which separated them by 5 points in the championship. In the last rounds of the season, round 7 in Jeddah and 8 in Abu Dhabi, was where we saw Piastri blast off into the points, with Piastri managing to bag himself 3 wins, 2 of which feature races and a 3rd place podium finish. He wrapped up the championship to his teammate Robert Schwartzman and rival Zhou. With all the tough battles the Aussie went through that season, I now go back to how he would get an F1 seat. But not at the same time. For the 2022 season, Alpine took Piastri under their wing due to him being one of their academy drivers and promoted him to the test/reserve driver with the ability to be a reserve driver also for McLaren. After a whole lot of bish bash bosh fighting when Fernando decided to leave Alpine for Aston Martin, it was assumed by Alpine that Oscar would take the available seat. And when this was announced, Piastri was basically like, no, I didn't agree to that. So it was later announced that he was going to drive for McLaren, replacing fellow Aussie Smiley Ricardo. After all of this kerfuffle, it was set in stone, and Piastri had now made it. He climbed the ladder into F1, and for now, based on his current form as of Japan 2023, he has provided some good results for McLaren and has been consistent, which is exactly what you need to survive in Formula 1. I could see Oscar staying here for a few more years and helping develop the team back to where it once was. As of recording, Piastri has just extended his contract to 2026 for the Papaya team. So, there you have it. Oscar Piastri's rise into Formula 1. Let us know what you think of Piastri's current form. If you did enjoy this video, why not give it a like? If you're not already, why not subscribe for more content like this? Thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.